You've written down your goals. You've made the vision board. Maybe you've even bought the journal with the motivational quote on the cover. And yet, here you are. Same place you were 6 months ago. A little more tired. A little more cynical. Wondering what's actually wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. The problem isn't your willpower. It's not your discipline. It's not even your environment. The problem is the goal itself. Today, I'm going to show you why almost everything you've been taught about goal setting is scientifically and psychologically broken, and what the top 1% of performers actually do instead. Stay until point 3. It's the one that will completely rewire how you think about success forever. Why goals fail. Here's something nobody tells you about goals. They create a finish line, and finish lines are the enemy of lasting change. Think about it. Someone sets a goal, lose 20 pounds. They grind for months. They hit the number. They feel amazing for about 2 weeks. Then the structure disappears, the motivation vanishes, and 90% of them gain it all back. This isn't a character flaw. This is neuroscience. When you achieve a goal, dopamine signals your brain that the threat is gone. The nervous system relaxes. The hunger dissolves. You literally neurologically stop needing it. Goals also create what psychologists call a binary mindset. You either succeed or you fail. You hit the goal or you don't. And when life gets complicated, which it always does, that binary thinking destroys momentum. There's another problem most people never talk about. Goals keep you living in the future. When your happiness is tied to an outcome that doesn't exist yet, you are essentially telling yourself, I'll be okay. When I get promoted. When I lose the weight. When I hit 10K subscribers. When I make my first $10,000. That, when is a cage. And most people live their entire lives inside it. James Clear put it perfectly. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Goals are what you want. Systems are what actually produce results. And there's a third layer, the one most people miss entirely. Here's the question that changes everything. Instead of asking, what do I want to achieve? What if you asked, who do I want to become? This isn't just semantics. This is the deepest psychological lever you have access to. Every action you take is either a vote for the person you're trying to become or a vote against them. A goal-oriented person says, I want to run a marathon. An identity-oriented person says, I am a runner. One is chasing an outcome. The other is expressing a truth. And self-concept is almost impossible to walk away from. The most disciplined people in the world are not more motivated than you. They have built an identity where not doing the thing feels wrong. The discipline isn't effort, it's loyalty to a self-image. David Goggins didn't set a goal to become a Navy SEAL. He decided, at his lowest point, that he was a warrior. Every brutal training session, every moment choosing pain over comfort, was simply evidence of who he already believed himself to be. Neville Goddard taught this same principle through a spiritual lens decades earlier. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not the goal completed, the identity assumed. Act as that person before the world confirms it. This is the foundation. But knowing this isn't enough. You need a practical architecture, a system that builds this identity into your daily life, one invisible brick at a time. Most people build habits around outcomes. I'll go to the gym to lose weight. This is fragile. The moment the scale doesn't move, the habit breaks. Identity habits are built differently. I go to the gym because that's who I am. The behavior becomes self-reinforcing. You're not chasing a result. You're expressing a truth. Write 3 identity declarations right now. Not goals, declarations. I am the kind of person who. Finish that sentence for the 3 most important areas of your life. Goal setters obsess over outputs, the weight, the revenue, the follower count. Identity builders track inputs, the daily actions that are entirely within their control. Cal Newport's research on high performers showed that the most accomplished people don't track success metrics daily. They track process metrics. Hours of deep work. Pages written. Reps completed. Design a simple daily scorecard. 5 to 7 non-negotiable input actions tied to your identity. Check them. Trust the process. Don't evaluate outcomes for 90 days. The hardest period is days 20 to 50. Novelty is gone. Results aren't visible. Your brain will tell you this isn't working. This is the valley where most people quit, and the reason average stays average. Your environment is constantly casting votes about who you are. Your phone screen, The people you spend time with. What's on your shelf, or the absence of books on it? What's in your fridge? What's on your walls? Your brain is running on autopilot 95% of the time. It will default to whatever the environment makes easy. So stop fighting your environment, redesign it. Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning Protocol is a masterclass in this. He didn't tell people to try harder. He told them to design the night before, make the decision before the resistance arrives. Here is the concrete daily practice that ties all three pillars together. For steps, non-negotiable. 1. The morning declaration. Before you touch your phone, before anything, read your identity declarations aloud. Not as wishes, as facts. This is neurological priming. You're telling your brain which filter to run all day. 2. The non-negotiable stack. Your 5 to 7 input actions. Not optional. Not done when you feel like it. These are the operating system of your identity. Move your body. Feed your mind. Build something. Connect with purpose. 3. The evening evidence audit. At the end of each day, ask one question: what evidence did I generate today for the person I'm becoming? Not was I motivated? Not did I hit my goal? Evidence. Votes. Actions. 4. The weekly identity review. Every week, review your input scorecard. Ask, what does my behavior this week say about who I am? Not who you want to be, who your actions say you are. Then decide if that person is acceptable to you. Most people never do this review because they're afraid of the answer. The 1% do it precisely because of that fear and use it as fuel. Goals aren't useless. They need to be repurposed. Think of them as a compass, not a destination. They show you which direction to walk. But the moment your daily peace is contingent on hitting the outcome, you've handed over your power. Set directional goals, broad, identity-aligned intentions. Then let go of the timeline and the specific number. Build the system. Become the person. The outcomes are a byproduct. Patience is not weakness. It is the most powerful force in human development. Compounding only works if you stay in the game long enough for it to accelerate. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. Not what do you want to achieve, but who are you willing to become? Because achievement is a byproduct. It's the shadow cast by identity. When you stop chasing the shadow and start becoming the light, everything changes. Stop setting goals. Start declaring your identity. Build the system. Track the inputs. Design your environment. Show up daily, not for the result, but because this is who you are. That's the way of the 1% warrior. If this shifted something in you, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm people want real content over noise. Subscribe for mindset and discipline videos every week. And drop in the comments, what identity declaration are you starting with today? I read every one. Why discipline beats motivation every time. The daily habits of the top 1%.